all of this love coming in?
Yes, and Nena Ramírez, es Fanny Ramírez, y probablemente sus hijos Alison y Abraham. Ay, sí.
Okay, so if you're good, this is the final resting place. It only took us, 20 years, but here we are.
Okay.
And there's no echo.
No, it's great.
This is where we wanted to land. It was worth the wait. It's worth the wait. And also, we're live over on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter for the people who want to kind of watch it. But we're going to make sure that we get clean audio over on Instagram and clean video. So we'll be good.
Excellent.
All right, so what we're going to do is, thanks everybody for being here. I'm Andre in the Flow. I run this arts organization that seeks to uplift other creatives and awesome people like Carl. And so you're in our live taping. What we're about to do is something that I've never done before. And so it's going to be just a wonderful experiment. Thank you, Tara. It's going to be a wonderful experiment of love. Essentially, we're about to listen to Carl J. Danielsen's full album called Theater Music. I'm going to be using YouTube Music in order to play it live. We may layer on top. Come on in the room, everybody. We're about to start. We're going to layer the actual sound on top of the video, and then we're going to drop, like, hey, Casey. We're going to slow drip Carl's album back into the internet just to show how much we love him and his amazing songwriting. Tonight we're going to hear his behind-the-scenes stories for each track. We're also going to have live reactions. Hey, Aaron. We're going to have live reactions from the audience about what you think about the tracks. We'll be reading those. This will all be packaged into a podcast and vlogcast, both on Carl's YouTube and my YouTube, just to share the magic of this album with the world. Full disclosure and shameless plug, I'm like track 10 or 11 on this project, and when he asked me to participate, it was a dream come true. Because Carl, you'll hear. If you're in the room, #play Carl, and this will be an extension of that. I'm gonna have the lyrics up for every song as we go through. Carl's gonna share from his heart, and we're gonna package each song as its own episode. So don't be weirded out if we in the episode, like, we're gonna go opening, introducing Carl's background on the song and whatever he wants to say about the song. We're gonna listen to through the song. We're gonna do light. Thank you so much for the love. Then we're gonna do light interaction. We're also gonna be reading the comments from the audience, the live audience that's here. So you'll be forever cemented into this project, and then it will get tripped out into the world for everyone to see. So I'm gonna take a sip of water, and then we're gonna start episode 1, which if I'm reading the teleprompter correctly, we're starting at 2 par, right?
Yep.
Okay. And so I'm just gonna welcome everyone, and then just jump right into the track each time. Yep. Okay. So how did this get to Love's a Werewolf? 1 second. Too far. Okay. All right. And audio's okay? You can hear me crispy?
Yep.
All right, everybody. #play Carl. All right, everybody. Welcome to a live podcast and vlogcast taping. I'm with Carl J. Danielsen, who's offering music track by track of Theater Music. His new album available on Spotify, YouTube. I mean, wherever you get your music, you're going to want to hear this Theater Music from Carl J. Danielsen. We're going to start with having Carl in this first episode, and probably this only, episode. Tell us a little bit, Carl, about who you are and how you even came to want to do the whole of the project in the first place.
Well, I've been writing musicals since an appallingly young age. And at some point in my early 20s, I lost interest. I had too many commissions, too many awards. I wasn't interested. And so I stopped. And then I was on a job in Denver in my early 30s, my mid 30s, and I met a composition teacher by the name of Larry Dellinger, and I opened the door again. And I came back to it with a deeper understanding of theater because of my acting background. And I always had this, from the time I was a kid, a classical music background. But now I had a new teacher, and so I started. And at this point, I have 8 almost completed. One is coming to completion pieces that are looking for workshops and productions. But rather than put out one show, I have demos go back 20 years now on some of these. And I talked to my good friend Dan Weiner, and lots of these tracks were made at different studios. And I will try to give shout outs to those when we get to the different studios. But we decided on these 12 tracks, and then we added singers, some we added musicians. So the first track, I don't want to throw any shade to the platforms, but when you're there on those, whether it's Spotify or whatever, it's very difficult to find out who all the artists involved were. And it doesn't matter. We can talk the highest end and you still can't get to all of it. So one of the main things that's wrong on most of the platforms is the name of this show. It's from a show called Pride and Prejudice, When a Vampire Loves a Werewolf. Some people call that Pap-Wavlaw. It is following in the tradition of all the Jane Austen novels with zombies, right? But it is a thorough and serious retelling of the Jane Austen novel with vampires and werewolves. So the Bingley, the Bennett family are werewolves, and this is this song sung by Shauna Goodgold, accompanied a lot by me and a lot by Dan Weiner, but also the magnificent violinist Eddie Malavi. It's about halfway through the first act. She's had her little accident and she's been staying at Bingley's home. Bingley is a werewolf, a newly turned werewolf, which, if you know, is very dangerous. Anyway, this is what's happening to her. Too far.
I've fallen too far. I can't find my way back from hell. He's somewhere up on earth and I'm at the bottom of a deep dark well. I'm not sure he likes me. There's something there, but I don't know. It's probably just my wild imagination wishing it was so. Give it to love is what they all say, until you realize you've lost yourself along the way. Gods of love, pan and arrows give a sign. Aphrodite, Venus, will be mine. Wish upon some star. I've fallen too far. At least I can tell that I'm gone. My brain says I should stop this madness and not just let the pain drag on. Does he even like me? I mean, like me that way, you know. I think he does, but what if he's just lonely or can't tell me to go? Give it to love, is that the best plan? Is this the one guy or is he just one more pretty man? Gods of love, pen and arrows, lead the way. Aphrodite, Venus, is this my day? Wish upon some star. I mean, this is nice. Nice is fine. Love is different. Love is what I'm looking for. How long does it take till you know this feels different? I want this and then some more. Then some more. Give me more. I've fallen too far. But he's been so good to me here. If I'm not what he wants, then why would he take such trouble to be near?
I love that Lady J215 loves all things vampires and werewolves.
Have you always been passionate about vampires and werewolves? Have they always like called to you in some way?
It started with the whole Twilight series.
I love it.
Yeah.
Anywhere. My favorite line of that song is "Nice is fine."
Love is different. Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Tara loves the rhythm section, sunflowers clapping. Yeah, the reason why we're here, everybody, and the reason why we'll be here for the next 12 weeks of episodes is to showcase Carl J. Danielsen, my friend, an amazing musical theater songwriter. And so we're highlighting track by track. Where can people find out more about you and your music, Carl, in the internet?
Well, at this moment, I have two websites. One is carldanielsen.com. Make sure you spell S-E-N. And the other is Carl J. Danielsen. And I want to answer this about Team Edward or Team Jacob. I'm Team Jacob, but that doesn't mean that I don't believe that Edward and Bella belong together, because I do. I'm more of a werewolf than a vampire. Oh, I haven't seen the Abraham Lincoln vampire movie. I have to check that out.
Carl J. Danielsen, everybody. We can't wait to see you next week as we showcase theater music by Carl J. Danielsen. See you next week. All right. You're awesome, number one. And this is fun.
Yes.
I don't know anything about Team Edward or Team Jacob at all.
It's Twilight.
But it's going to be really, really good for...
Yes. Yes.
All right, so we go on. We won't go through the whole...
Right.
project.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, here we go. We're good. This is Let Me Hold Your Pens, yeah? So we're going Let Me Hold Your Pens? Carl?
Yes. Correct.
That's what Let Me Hold Your Pens, right?
Yes.
Let me cue up the track. All right. It's going to be so smooth and buttery. I just love when a good plan works together. It's great. Are you good?
Yes. I'm just reading my notes.
Yeah, me too. This is fun. This is fun. I love your pen and the voices and it's okay. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to week number 2 as we feature Carl J. Danielsen, amazing musical theater writer of theater music on all major platforms, all major distributors. This man, who I love, has put amazing musical theater music out in the world, and I want you to know about it. We met years ago in the city, and I've been just so amazed by his magic this whole time. You want to hear more about him and how he got into this project? Go back to episode number 1 where we launch into this bookend to bookend, listen through theater music. We're about to move into track number 2, Let Me Hold Your Pens. Carl, what was the inspiration for this one?
Well, this is a musical version of Charles Dickens' David Copperfield, but it's contemporized. All my projects take classic source material and bring them now. And each song in this, I think there's only one D. Copperfield song on the album, but it's all based on an actual line of Dickens. So the line is "Let me hold your pens." It's the marriage that's starting to fall apart. This D. Copperfield song, the whole project was conceived with the idea that 5 actors play 14 roles and they adapt the characters to whatever their background is. So if a certain person, say, Giselle Jimenez, she played Nessa Rose in Wicked, for instance, was the singer that Dan Weiner, our spectacular producer and percussionist and drummer, he knew her and thought she would be great for this song. And it didn't really start out this Latin. And I said, well, if that's her thing and she wants to go, you guys make this as Latin as you like. And so Dan also reached out to Manuel Mañeco Ruiz, and he's playing all the trumpet parts. And yeah, she recorded the vocal on her phone. I've never met her.
This is amazing. And, how did this come into like play? Did you just ask and she said yes?
Yep. She's a friend of the producer Dan Weiner's. I know he's played a lot of Wicked, so he probably knows her from there.
Amazing. All right, everybody. You heard the story. You heard how it all connected. We are featuring tonight, tomorrow, yesterday, depending on when you're listening to this on the podcast and the vlog, the music of Carl J. Danielsen. The album, if you haven't listened to it yet, is Theater Music by Carl J. Danielsen. And this is the second track, Let Me Hold Your Pens. Enjoy.
Let me hold your pens and watch you create your magic. I need something to do with all those hours you spend thinking, dancing, writing. Can't you recommend a spot where I sit and hold your pens? I won't say a word in the corner. I can touch your genius there. Watch you, hear you, drink you in. Just tell me when to stand on the side. Door I can hide. Come on, you dance around. Promise, I won't make a sound. Yeah, I can write things down if that would help. Don't forget a single thing. Can't kiss and make a mess. Let me hold your hands.
Oh.
Yes. Let me hold your pens. Second track on Theater Music by Carl J. Danielsen. Where can people find out how to hear more of your music and how to reach out to you if they want to work with you and find you on the World Wide Web?
There are two websites, carldanielsen.com, carljDanielsen.com. But I'm also on Instagram. Yes, I'm on TikTok. I'm on all the platforms. They can even find me on Facebook, although I don't use it that much.
Yeah. Check out Carl J. Danielsen, a writer, composer, just musical talent, and someone who I love so much. Carl J. Danielsen, everybody. We'll see you next week for the third track on Carl's album. Can't wait to see you there. All right, that's that. And Carl, you're amazing. Playing in the Stars. We're trying to like play me in the end of that cutoff.
Yes.
All right. 1 second. Are you good?
Yes. I think Francois is a student. Well, I know that Francois Medley is a student of mine, ex-student an amazing artist. Francois, are you Dominican Republic? Somewhere in the Caribbean, the most gorgeous actor, human being, singer. He just joined.
I see the little icon. All I need, child.
Yes, beautiful. And a beautiful soul with all the artistry.
Say it again.
And a beautiful soul with all the artistry.
You know I love it.
Yep.
It's good when the talented human, beautiful soul.
Yep.
All right, track 3.
Yes.
And this is comfy for you. I hope you're having fun.
Yes.
Let me hold your pens. That's really good stuff. Really good stuff. All right, here we go. Thank you for the follow, Danny. We're featuring Carl.
Yes.
Let us know if we see a comment. I should be reading more of the comments for the podcast so that people know that other people in the room, and I want to invite the live people into the conversation. So I love the way that you. I should start tagging and pinning like we did for Lady Jan and just surface one or two.
Oh, right.
Everything. I'll do better. Okay, so I love this. So much fun. Planned in the stars. All right. Hi, man. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of our feature with Carl J. Danielsen, the writer and composer of theater music. An album that you can find on all major distributors. He assembled some of the best voices I've heard on the. I listen to a lot of these albums, and this is the voices. It's the voices for me. It's the storytelling. It's the risk you took. It's the fact that you can play in all the spaces and paint with all the brushes. I really, really value your artistry in the world. I think there's, as we say in the church, oil in them fingers. Hallelujah. So I just love it. We're here this week to feature the 3rd track on Carl's album, Theater Music, Planned in the Stars. Now, what's the story behind this track, Carl?
So this is the opening number of Pride and Prejudice, when a vampire loves a werewolf. It is actually a very serious retelling. It's a comedy. Pride and Prejudice is a comedy, but you can probably tell from the title that there's some meat on the bones. So this is a very this kind of sets the tone. I didn't want to sense that this was going to be making fun of the vampire werewolf genre. I wanted to set the tone. So Bingley, when in the Jane Austen novel, Bingley has just arrived in town, and he's the eligible young bachelor with lots of money, and all the women are looking to him. In my version, he's just become a vampire, so he's a newly turned vampire, turned actually by Darcy, who's one of the other major characters. And he didn't realize what he was getting into. You know, it sounds great to be a vampire until you realize you're going to be this way forever. And he's kind of regretting the situation. He has money and he's away from everyone, but he now needs to figure out what he's going to do with his new situation. So it's upstate New York, and the play starts with him. He sleeps in the cellar, and it's nighttime, and it's a new moon, which means he's been a vampire for a month. And he comes out of his cellar, and he realizes that Darcy has planted a mistletoe tree, which is a sign to ward off werewolves. And he doesn't want the mistletoe tree. He wants to meet his neighbors. He wants to meet people. And he's all alone in the world, a young man. He was in Colombia. And so this song describes his journey trying to figure out what he's going to do next, what he's going to do with his life, or death, or immortality, better.
This is Planned in the Stars from Theater Music by Carl J. Danielsen.
Sung by Nigel Huckle from Australia. Brilliant young singer.
Planned in the Stars.
A sliver of silver, a noon in the sky, reflecting reminding me how time passes by. I stare at the starlight that's traveled through the years. I hear how my heart beats when the moon appears. Some people say it's flat in the stars, but we are who we love, how we die. And others think we're meant to pursue what we want to talk back to defy. I think that if it's planned in the stars long before I was born, it's my right to feel the way I feel and to laugh at the stars and fight. A flash and a flicker, self-perception grows. A glimpse and a glimmer, the truth usually blows. I knew what I needed to do. Shut my eyes, denying, defying the facts with my own lies. How can it all be planned in the stars when you know that you've made a mistake? And if you got to live it again, you would know the right choice you should make. I got to let it go. I hold on to a hope, to a dream that can't be. A dream that isn't planned in the stars, or at least it is not planned for me. The loving, the longing, the dumb romantic dream, the torture, the torments, not as cool as they seem. So what if it's all planned in the stars and I know that I made a mistake? I'll never get to live it again. Now I know the right choice I would make. I've got to let it go. I hold on to a hope of a dream that can't be. And if I let it go, there'll be room in my heart for what's planned now for me.
Wow, Carl.
Shall we tell Lady J 215, who I think is Aaron? Did I follow that right? Yes, this is the opening number to a show called Pride and Prejudice, When a Vampire Loves a Werewolf. Yeah.
Sunflower says the scene I can see in my head is him walking around the cellar looking at the moon. That was so good.
What I picture, he's just gotten up for the night, right? And he's by a campfire, outdoors, in his boxers, playing the guitar. Oh, we just got Andre.
Look, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Where can I watch it? I want to watch it too.
I know, me too.
I need to be on HBO though.
Right.
We're joined by Carl J. Danielsen, my friend. What?
I forgot one important ingredient of that track. Tad DeBrock. You've heard him on the album he's the guitarist. You've heard him on the album for Spring Awakening and the Godspell Revival and many others. What a spectacular, amazing musician. I just saw him. He was playing for The Secret Life of Bees. World-class guitarist.
World class.
Yep.
Very,
Tad DeBrock.
and I'm with Terrence too. I wrote it down. I wrote down on my notes. I said, "This man's voice. What a voice!"
He just played Tony in West Side Story in Australia.
Australian.
Australia. Well, I think he has dual citizenship, and he does work in the United States as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Aaron, I want to watch it too. The reason why we're here is because Carl is fantastic, and I can't wait to see all the places where he's going to go. We're joined this week by Carl J. Danielsen, the writer of theater music, available on all major platforms. Carl, where can they find your music and find out more about you in the World Wide Web?
CarlDanielsen.com or CarlJDanielsen.com.
We love him, everybody. This week's song was Planned in the Stars as part of theater music by Carl J. Danielsen. We'll see you next week. Okay. How you feeling?
Good. Jazzed.
Oh, how blessed am I? Woo! This song gets oil, Carl. Oh.
And yes, you can have the music.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. I need it in my key, though.
Of course.
But this is it's the voice, it's the lyrics, it's the everything, and we haven't reacted to the whole album, but I'll probably snatching some others off of I want to do like an EP of just your stuff,
Oh, I got more for you. Don't worry.
Okay. How blessed am I? Track 4, we're coming in on this. Everybody, I'm Andre in the Flow, and you're joined. Everybody, it's Andre in the Flow. We're joined this week by Carl J. Danielsen, the writer of theater music. You can find him on all major platforms. We're going, as you've been seeing, week by week through every track on the album. I love his storytelling. I love the magic of Carl. I love the oil in his fingers. I love how blessed he is. And speaking about how blessed he is, you're about to listen to How Blessed Am I, the fourth cut from this album, theater music. Carl, what is the behind the scenes of this amazing track?
So this is the most recently composed song on the album. It was composed during our quarantine in 2020. And it started as a one-act musical for 2 Black women about Moses receiving the Torah at Mount Sinai. And this is Moses seeing God face to face for the first time, but it also becomes a duet at the end for Moses and her wife Zipporah. And I've got a great track of the duet. It's just not on the album. And you're speechless by that description.
No, the question that's coming up for me, and maybe people who are listening back in the audio and video would want to know is, do you like playing in the Torah realm of musical theater? That big color canon?
I think I don't understand the question.
I'm like, well, we're now talking about like the story of Moses.
Yes.
This is borrowing from religious texts, namely the Torah, something that you just enjoy doing. Have you been doing it for a very, very long time? This seems religious, kind of, as I'm listening.
I did send you this script a long time ago. It is religious, but it's more philosophical and more, it's playful, but it's also serious about how we handle texts that have come down from the past, how we handle them with reverence, but also looking at them in a contemporary light and seeing what we can gain from that will be helpful to us and not limiting.
Got it. More what we're calling this year in my programming, more joyful expansion, like expanding on what the joy is of this.
Yes. And the singer is again, someone else I've never met, Cindy Winters from Hamilton. I believe she was Eliza.
Amazing.
Yes, well, you'll...
you're a magnet for the light.
Well, Dan Weiner, again, was the magnet for this light, but she's such a special human.
Okay,
So...
without further ado, How Blessed Am I from Carl J. Danielsen's latest album, theater music, available available on all major platforms and distributors. We're going to get more light on his magic. Here's How Blessed Am I.
How blessed am I that I may see your face. How blessed am I to share this time and space. Your beauty shines, fills the sky with light. My heart is full, and I proclaim I'm right. How blessed am I? How blessed am I? How blessed am I? How beautiful on the mountains are your grace, your love. You called me from afar. You gave me breath to sing my gratitude. I shout your praise, for my heart feels renewed. How blessed am I? How blessed am I? How blessed am I? I am inspired to serve a greater plan. Forge ahead when no one said I can. Open my heart, I knew it long ago. I was afraid to stay on. Now I know how blessed am I. How blessed am I. How blessed am I.
She took us to church.
It is so good, Carl. It's so
Wow.
full disclosure, y'all, because I'm a person of integrity and I love Carl so much, and this is so much fun. This is as far as I got in the album because the way she the rest of she hit me so strong on Canal Street on my way to questioning. I put the phone down. The phone down. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want that song in my key.
Yes.
It's all over the world. It's an anthem. It is an anthem. And like Sunflower was saying down in the comments, this was good. Sunflower, I would love to hear you sing.
Yes.
So good. We're joined this week by Carl J. Danielsen, who knows where all the spoons are in the cabinet to stir my spirit, honey. He's an amazing songwriter. It is a beautiful song. Thanks to everybody out in our live podcast studio audience for being here. We love you as an active participant in the conversation. And Carl's How Blessed Am I, the fourth track from Theater Music by Carl J. Danielsen, available everywhere you source your music. It's just such a gift. Anyway, Carl, where can people find out about you and more of your magic?
CarlDanielsen.com, SEN, or CarlJDanielsen.com.
I love it. I love it. Sunflowers going gaga down in the comments. I'd be honored to see anything Carl has made. Trust me, as someone who's listen.
We're going to get to the music.
As someone who has rapped there, more on that later. Thanks so much for watching. This was week number 4 of listening through the music with Carl, and we can't wait to see you next week for more amazing music from Carl J. Danielsen. All right, Guli Tanzi is in the house.
Juliana from Brazil. I don't know if she's in Brazil now, but whew, another sublime, angelic force with a and actress, divine. The angels are showing up. I see them. There they are.
It's potent, Carl. Your magic. Oh my gosh. I want to go up, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks everybody joining. Just reset the room. You're in a live podcast taping and listening party for Carl series. I Want to Go Up is next. All right, here we go.
Luis.
Hey, Luis, good to see you. Welcome to the podcast taping. Hey, everybody, welcome back to this live listening party and podcast taping with Carl G. Danielsen, the writer of theater music, where you can find this amazing work on all of your major distributors. We're moving now into track number 5 with Carl, who we love. I Wanna Go Up. What's the story, Carl?
This is one of my earliest demos. This is a song I wrote with Selda Sahin while we were in the BMI program. This was the advanced workshop. I think this was the first year of the advanced workshop. Or maybe it was our second year, 2005, 2006. We were thinking about making a musical of Michael Chabon's Mystery of Pittsburgh, his first novel, but the song has since gotten repurposed. It's now a trio. It's got different, some different lyrics to a show called Pride and Sensibility, not to be confused with Pride and Prejudice, When a Vampire Loves a Werewolf, Pap Wavlaw. This is a mashup of 2 Jane Austen novels, Persuasion and Mansfield Park. Mano Felciano, who I just also saw in, oh my God, The Bees. What's the name of the Bees thing? I just meant Secret Life of Bees with LaChanze at the Atlantic. Magnificent singer. Recorded with Peter Milrose at Peter Milrose Studios almost 20 years ago.
This is fantastic. Okay, so we got track number 5, I Wanna Go Up. Thanks everybody for stopping by and chilling with us for week number 5, featuring the theater music by Carl J. Danielsen, someone who I hold so dear to my heart. I want his music everywhere in Kentucky Globe. I'm definitely going to do my part to make that happen, and it's a whole tribe behind Carl. Here is I Wanna Go Up from the album. I hope you all enjoy it.
I'll walk through the doors to a hotel. That town now I'd just passed by. I'll look up and see from the lobby it's 1,000 stories high. I'll see attendants for miles and I'll see the gold-plated aisles and I'll see the top and I'll wanna go up. Sweet starlets and moguls and with rock stars and with spies. I'll ride startling jeans, I'll wear cufflinks, I'll wear ties. We'll go to lunches all wearing jewels. We'll go to parties with swimming pools. They'll take me and I wanna go up. Somewhere up top there is a good shining pumpkin and bright. Each day passes, the fall gets closer. We'll bring back the all that nonsense that I never thought I'd know. I bet you know, if the party's there, I'll go. I'll be the gay people wish they knew. I'll be where everyone's going to. I'll reach the top and I'll never come down. Time for the summer to go and I wanna go somewhere on top. There is a nest tempting, calling.
Yeah, he can sing.
Wow. I love it. What was your favorite part of writing the song?
Of this song?
Yeah.
Well, I remember writing this. Mysteries of Pittsburgh is an amazing novel. It was Michael Chabon, his first novel, and it's about the year that he graduated college and didn't know what he was going to do with his life. And so the lyrics actually that Mano is singing are different than the lyrics that you have, which are from Pride and Sensibility. But in June, he has an affair with a woman. In July, he has an affair with a man. And in August, he has to figure out which way he's going to go.
Wow. We are joined to speak by Carl J. Danielsen, a music writer of theater music by Carl J. Danielsen, available on all the majors. I hope that you enjoyed. I Want to Go Up. Amazing track. Carl, where can people find out more about your work?
CarlDanielsen.com or SEN, CarlJDanielsen.com.
I love it. Can't wait to see y'all next week as we move into the next track. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Amazing. All right. Amemos.
Amemos. Portuguese.
So we're going to do, because it's 12 tracks, right?
Yep.
6. And then I'm going to save this because I'm afraid that it won't, then it's going to be too chunky for the internet.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. It makes me nervous.
Well, and Andre, it's almost 9 o'clock. If you want to do a part 2 of this.
Oh, are you open to that?
Oh my God, of course.
Perfect. Yeah, this is great. Do you like the format?
Oh my God, I love it. It's great.
All right, cool. Then yeah, we'll break it into 2 parts. We'll do Amemos, and that'll allow me to dip everything I need to dip in some water, and we'll do.
And we'll be even better at this when we do it again.
Well, Carl, this is great.
Yeah.
This is the Sunflower City Love More Town, Carl.
Yes.
Amazing. And then we'll this is great. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Me neither. Thank you so much for doing this.
Carl, I'm a believer in you. I'm a believer in you.
And look at all these beautiful, magical people that are with us. So aren't we lucky?
We're very lucky. I cried about it earlier in a different live stream. I'm not going to cry now. But being surrounded by loving people is essential.
Yep.
All right, let's knock out this last episode. The good thing is that we've already pressed into the top of March.
Yeah. No, we're great.
Yeah. Which is fun. Yeah. I don't want to fight the algorithm to get this off of there. Lady J, Aaron says, thank you so much for sharing your gift with us. Yeah, Carl's amazing.
Thank you, Aaron.
I play Carl, everybody. All right. So, Amemos. Very good. Thanks, Tara.
Thank you, Tara.
Yeah, lots of love. Tara's magic too.
I get it.
She's doing Minnesota. She's preparing for a production in Minnesota Opera right now. It's phenomenal. The spin on that voice is just great.
Wow.
Great. Carl's personality is as shining as bright as his music. This is very true. I'm gonna put that into this episode. All right. Great. Wonderful. Everybody, welcome back to episode 6 of our time with Carl Danielsen, who we love so much. Aaron says that Carl's personality is shining as bright as his music. I could not agree anymore. What a lovely gift we have in Carl J. Danielsen. If you want to hear more of his music and more of his life in the world, be sure to listen to Theater Music by Carl J. Danielsen on all major platforms. Where he's just pouring out of those very, very talented figures of his. We're so grateful to have you here. the next song that we're doing in this 6th week of our podcast series and vlog series is Amemos. Amemos. What's the story behind this one? This sounds very Spanish and
well, it's Latin. It's actually a very famous and gorgeous poem, and I won't even try to say the name because Portuguese is very difficult. But this was actually a video project, and on my Instagram you can see the full video. It's a very romantic, choreographed piece. Jen Rose did the choreography. My friend Stephanie Sequeira, who was my student, is now my dear friend. She's originally from Brazil, but she's now here with us in the United States. And we had this idea of doing a video project with this song. This is a poem that she gave me, and you'll be able to understand the lyrics because I sing pretty much a translation of the entire poem in English as well. But she wanted to celebrate the love between two men. So the dance that goes with it is two men, and you can see it on my YouTube channel. You can see it on my website. You can see it on the Instagram, the full thing. But this is the music of it, again with Tad de Brock on guitar.
Amazing. Amemos, part of the album Theater Music by Carl J. Danielsen. Thanks again, Carl, for being here.
Thank you.
Love bucket onto us. Like you're amazing. The 6th track from the album Amemos.
E amar essa dor que desmanha de paixão na tua alma, em teus encantos e na tua palidez e nos teus ardentes prantos suspirar de languidez.
Let's love it up. Live inside the joy and pain of our heart's desire. Fade on the ground. Burn up by a beating of souls that catches fire. Let your blood heat till your skin grows pale, till your lips are spent and weak. Burning deep, your heart exploding. Breath becomes a sigh. You can't even speak. Juices that flow when lips connect. Tasting love's effect. How I wanna live in the hope that you will. Tremble inside your hair, sweet perfume. So I go sleep for a chance to dream. Come into my heart and fill my soul. Here with me tonight, let the breeze
Entre os suspiros do vento, na noite eu manifesto.
frenzy as two hearts ignite.
Quero viver um
It's
momento.
the perfect moment. Morrer contigo de amor.
Wait till you see the video. It really tells a story. And actually, we made it for Crea because the idea was that we were, and so the video tells the story of us in our in my apartment, and we're singing and playing, and the workers upstairs hear the music and they start dancing in time to it. And what is a playful dance turns into a romantic dance, inspired by Crea and all of that.
All that magic. Could you tell people in the 6th episode a little bit about Crea? This would be a good moment to just interject that into the end of this episode.
Well, we hope that Craig is back going soon once the pandemic is back, collaborating to re-image and evolve the arts. It's basically an open space, and people have been nice enough to give us space, and people can come and do what they need to do. If they want to try a new audition song, if they want to sing a song that no one will let them sing, if they want to do a monologue, we've had people come and we had a girl come and do a 9-minute dance. The day Donald McHale died, she came and did a piece of his that was extraordinary. People come, we read scripts, all of that. So hopefully we'll get going. Some days Andre Stith comes to sing, and then the magic is elevated to the next level.
I'll do anything to get near those fingers of yours. It's just because the wonderful thing about Carl, I'm going to end this episode, but the wonderful thing about Carl is that Carl is playful to work with. He's throwing you nuggets as he's playing, and if you are attuned to hear the little nudge that he gives and you actually respond, it is something that is, I can't even put it into words. I get goosebumps just thinking about how fun it is. And people have heard this, though, like even when they hear the recordings of your work on the daily lives and things, there's a magic to you that's just unmistakable. I too, Tara, think that it's wonderful. Tara Barhola Studios in the house. And yeah, that's the 6th episode of Memos from Carl J. Danielsen's newest album, Theater Music, available on all major distributors. Carl, how can people find out more about your life and your background? Because I mean, he's also a phenomenal dancer and just a light, an educator, instructor, like amazing. Where can people find out more about you?
CarlDanielsen.com or CarlJDanielsen.com.
Great.
Thank you so much, Andre. Truly.
And I love you with my whole heart.
Likewise.
There are thousands of people who listen back to the podcast and the blog and like kind of tap into these spaces. And I think that them connecting with your magic is going to be a wonderful thing, especially right now in life.
Yes.
I cannot wait to the next 6 tracks from Carl coming up in the next 6 weeks. Thank you to everybody who joined our live podcast audience tonight. Everyone who came to the live listening party. We're so grateful for you, and we can't wait to see you next week.
Yes.
For Song 7.
Bye, y'all.
Carl J. Danielsen, everybody. Okay.
Thank you. These are going to be amazing.
The thing that made me nervous is I knew it was coming, and so we were like, my producer hat was on like full blast. It's the algorithm can hear when we're playing, even though it's your music.
Oh.
And so that last song, which may be our upper limit to look up for next time, 6 weeks from now.
Great. Yeah.
But it said you exceeded the limit of recorded music on this show.
Yeah. Perfect.
And so, anyway, we were at a good sweet A violin battling.
Oh, wow.
I love it. You're coming into the last moment of even Carl J. Danielsen. Hey, Asia. To the Asia. We love it.
Beautiful.
Tara connects the mini the dot and the Love City Arts ecosystem, as is Aaron, as is Sunflower. Thanks so much to the team who was here supporting and giving feedback and created a special magic in the room for Carl and I. We always recognized that the live audience was going to be like that character in the whole narrative, a group of characters of love in the narrative to keep us all afloat. And so you've done an amazing job tonight. Tell your friends about us coming back whenever we do. What's Carl? What's on your top of your top? I can see.
No, I was just taking in the hey Asia. Said like Asia. Lol. Lul. Love you.
I'll text you in the iMessage just to like thank you for everything. So we can just. I'm one of those
Great.
people who left it all up, but
Great.
and then I'm gonna keep this up for like the next hour or so.
Great.
Get what we need. And then we can make decisions about how this all.
Yeah. It's all good.
6 weeks though is I'm sharing you.
Great.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. All right, everybody. I'm gonna ignore all of that.
Hilarious. Who's hella annoying? Not at all.
He's persistent and brilliant.
I get it.
That's the translation of that. Okay. Love y'all.
Love you.
Thank you for sharing your good
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Everybody.
Bye.